He saw and he conquered. Whatever needed to be done, Plum did it. First, he began digging the shaft for the Vermilion Coal Company's first mine, Old Slope.
How are we going to get our coal to market?
We'll build us a rail line.
And where are we going to keep the payroll?
I'll get my brother Sam to come and start a bank.
We need a park. Someplace beautiful for people to stroll about.
Men and women of Unionville, I have here a message for you from a distant friend and benefactor of our town, Dr. Streator. He has given to me the rare pleasure of announcing a gift to the town, to you and to me. The gift is this piece of land, which is to be made into a public park. It has been suggested that as an act of gratitude and appreciation of this man who has had so much to do with the life and growth of Unionville, that we commemorate him by making his name that of the town. So do you agree that henceforth this home of ours should be known as Streator?
Hear, hear! So they did. Officially, Unionville became Streator on April 9th, 1868. This is the date being celebrated by our sesquicentennial this year.
I would like to build a new house, but I don't want it out of wood. I want it made out of brick.
So Colonel Plum started the first brickyard in Streator.
Where are people going to stay when they visit Streator?
I'll build us a hotel.
The kids are outgrowing school. We need a high school building.
I'll build it.
And folks are complaining that there's no place to go for entertainment.
I'll build an opera house.
So his brother Edward Plum managed the new Plum Opera House.
Our town is being overrun by saloons. Our ladies are offended by public displays of drunkenness and violence.
I'll sign the pledge. Just think, if all the money spent on whiskey were spent in educational purposes, in macadamizing the streets, in beautifying and building homes, how much more beneficial and lasting would be the results? How society would be transformed and how much more imposing an aspect Streator would present to both strangers and travelers.
And so it went. By 1882, Streator's population had swelled to over 11,000. The town became a city, and Colonel Plum, of course, was elected as the new city's first mayor. He later served 2 terms in the United States House of Representatives.
We need a library.
Why, I hear that my friend, Andrew Carnegie, is giving away lots of money to build libraries. I'll write to him and get us one right here.
And they did. It was built in 1903. In 2003, we celebrated the centennial of our own Carnegie Library with its distinctive dome roof. Today, the library has services far outreaching the nearly 100,000 volumes housed in the library.
They belong to the Rail Library System, which can access books and videos from throughout the state for its patrons. They host read-alouds for young people. They offer computer usage and fax services. The Friends of the Library offer speakers and performances. There's a book club and a knitting club. Kids enjoy the Lego Club and Drama Club, and our own Drama Mamas, a readers theater troupe, enjoys the hospitality of the library for rehearsals and performances.
Besides the new addition completed just a few years ago, we're privileged to display an original Union flag carried by members of the Grand Ridge Battalion in the Civil War. The new children's room was just updated, and soon, courtesy of Dr. Soderstrom, the library will boast a new community meeting room.
Colonel Plum, who was so instrumental in obtaining the funds for the new library, was too ill to take part in its dedication on January 30th, 1903. However, he did write the speech that was delivered by another. Sadly, Colonel Plum died on April 8th. He was 87. Tolling bells announced his death, and on Saturday, April 11th, all Streatorland businesses were closed.
At At the turn of the century, Streator entertainers were beginning to make names for themselves and their town. Most famous was George Evans, better known as Honey Boy. He once said that the inspiration for this song, "I'll Be True to My Honey Boy," came when he was aboard a train just ready to take off.
I don't think I've often told how I happened to write the song that gave me my real start. We were headed from St. Joe, Missouri to our next town. Waiting for the train to start, a fellow stuck his head out the train window and started waving his hand to a girl. "Goodbye, honey," he cried. "Will you be true to me?" "I sure will," cried the girl. "I'll be true to my honey boy. You're the only one I love."
George started using the name Honey Boy shortly after writing the song. One review appearing in the Los Angeles Herald on October 5th, 1897.
Principal among the new turns was George Evans, the Honey Boy. That Mr. Evans is an established favorite here was well attested by the warm welcome with which he was received. He is possessed by a phenomenal tenor voice and had plenty of catchy songs, as well as a ballad for an encore.
Songs that Honey Boy composed included "Standing on the Corner," "Didn't Mean No Harm,"
Down Where the Watermelon Grows,
Come, take a trip in my airship.
I'll be true to my honey boy.
And his most famous song of all,
In the good old summertime.
In the good old summertime,
in the good old summertime,
strolling through a shady lane,
with your baby mine,
you hold her hand and she holds yours, and that's a very good sign that she's your tootsie wootsie in the good old summertime.
and probably the most colorful contribution to the world of entertainment was the Streator American Zoo-Ogs, the drill team better known as the Zoos. Why, they performed all over the world, their specialty being wall scaling so fast that no music was fast enough to serve as a background.
But in spite of the burgeoning population and general prosperity, Streator faced growing pains. Little had been done about paving streets or sidewalks. Water was a problem, where and how to get it. The crisscross of rail lines caused accidents. Fires were common in wooden structures.
extra, extra, read all about it. Our fire. Guess what started it? We will never tell, because we can't.
Nope, nobody knew the origin of the fire that destroyed the north side of Main Street from Bloomington to Park that night of July 11th, 1874. But it was generally agreed to have started in the rear of Manley's Tin Shop. New buildings soon replaced, the charred remains.
Another disaster to hit Streator was the cyclone of 1903. It first razed structures at Spring Lake, then knocked down the greater part of the long New York Central Railroad bridge over the river. Besides lots of property, lives were lost and several racing horses were killed in their stables at the track. More than a score of people were injured.
Still, one of the biggest concerns of all was the dangers of the coal mines. Accidents and deaths were a reality. Fortunately, Streator never experienced an accident of the magnitude of the Cherry Mine disaster in 1909, but we were definitely affected by it. In fact, so many miners at the Cherry Mine were from Streator that Cherry was known as a Streator colony.
In fact, the mine was managed by Streator resident W.S. Cherry and mine superintendent John Bundy. Also from Streator, he was one of the first on the scene. His son had wanted to accompany him, but his mother admonished him.
Don't you go over there. Your father's got his hands full.
I never saw my dad again.
John E. Williams later won national recognition for negotiations on behalf of the survivors of the 259 miners killed.
And in 1911, hey, a really exciting event took place.
What had 1911.
Why, Streator became part of national aviation history. An aviator named Cal Rogers became the first person to fly across the continental United States. His plane was called the Vin Fizz.
I thought Vin Fizz was the name of a drink. What kind of plane is named Vin Fizz?
Why, the Vin Fizz flyer actually was named after the drink. It was an early Wright brothers model EX biplane that became the first aircraft to fly coast to coast across the United States. Why, the journey took almost 3 months and 40 legs. Why, Streator was the 12th leg of the flight, and everyone waited for hours and hours and hours. Yeah.
By 19